Okay, hello, Cloud9. If you're comfortable turning on your camera, please do. If not, don't even worry about it. We're all friends here. But welcome to your press conference. We will. Oops, there's Annie. One second. Make sure you can hear me. If you can see, you can't see my mouth moving because I don't have my camera on. But hopefully, we're okay. All right, thumbs up. I like it. All right, let's kick it off to reporters. Whichever one of you wants to go first. All right, Emery, go ahead.
Uh, Hi guys. Thanks for coming to talk to us tonight. So I wanted to ask first, in the last summer when you guys competed in the FTW tournament, you guys dominated it as a team. So is there pressure for you all to, repeat that performance this weekend?
Guys, you need to unmute to answer. Do you want to direct the question to someone? Maybe that's easier.
I can answer. Can
Okay.
you hear me? Is my mic working in here?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. I definitely think there's pressure on us to have the same sort of performance or even better than last time, but I think that we're all expecting that to happen, and it won't be a surprise when it does.
Does anybody else want to add on? All right, Jess, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for talking with us. I just to ask a question. It came up in the last press conference that we just did that there's not a whole lot of VODs or anything to study on the teams that you're going to be playing this weekend. So how do you go about preparing for a tournament like this?
Oh, Annie, your audio is not working.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
There you are.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We actually like to use run it back to just kind of look up tendencies that teams have and just kind of play around that. A lot of teams will generally do the same stuff like every match that they play, and especially with the run it back, you can see what they tend to do, where they like to go, where they end up, and that gives us a lot of information to go off of. So.
You just provided me with the most perfect segue ever. Brandon from Run It Back.
Awesome shout out. We really appreciate it. Thank you for coming and speak with us. This is kind of a question regarding previous contests. We've seen you go up against United, Renegades, Serenity. You have a lot of experience against some of these higher level teams. How do you think that is going to prepare you for going against these other teams in the tournament?
I think it helps a lot with our confidence, mainly when we play these teams, and especially when we win against them. It gives us a lot of confidence going into tournaments like this, where we kind of feel like we are the top dog, and we look back at the scrims that we had earlier that day, and we're beating tier 2 and possibly tier 1 teams 13-0 in scrims, and that just really boosts our confidence, and it kind of I don't know, drives a lot of us, gives us this blood feeling, like we're out for blood. So
Okay, Jason, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking our questions tonight. I just wanted to ask the team if there was any extra thought or any extra pressure you're putting on yourselves. This is the first ever Game Changers, one in what is hopefully many more. And the ability to be able to say we won the first Game Changers ever is a pretty big deal. Has that thought entered your mind? Is there any extra pressure or not pressure is the only word I can think of, actually, for that?
Honestly, not really. We won FCW Showdown, which was the first all women's
like Riot Major at the time, and we were unsigned, and we knew we were going to win that without having an organization. So I don't really feel any pressure going into this one.
Yeah,
I think we know we're going to win it.
No, yeah, we're 100 times the team we were when we won the showdown, and I think we just have a lot more to show.
I think this team is very used to firsts, and I think we're going to continue to do a lot of firsts.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Emery.
Not a lot of, or I shouldn't say not a lot of. So far in Valorant, rosters with 6 players subbing in and out have had, mixed success. Some teams have been able to stick with it for a while, like Heretics, and some teams like, I can't remember it was Cloud9 Blue, that ended up dropping a player after a while. So how have you guys been adapting to the 6-player roster, and how do you think it's working out for you?
This is definitely something I can speak to. The primary reason for like our team specifically having a 6-person roster is because we have players that are also full-time students. So it's difficult for them to be able to put in what you realistically need to put in a week, which is 50, 60 hours being put into the game. Being able to have players play on different maps so that during certain scrims, during certain VOD reviews, players are able to do assignments and stuff, really has just been working for us. And additionally, obviously adding Katie to the team, she's just an amazing player, and we're really happy to have her. So things just lined up for us, and it works for us. I think we'll have to see in the future if six-player rosters get more popular, but that's the reason that we are pursuing one right now.
Thank you. Let's go back to Jess.
So I really hate asking questions like this, but I think it does need to be talked about because Cloud9 is a very respected name. And I want to know how you guys are feeling about the toxicity in the gaming culture as a whole, and also how it is to be a woman in esports right now.
Definitely forces you to get a tougher skin. Like literally just the other day, me and Jazz, we were playing ranked and we were getting called slurs in like lobbies that are probably like some of the highest rated in the game. So it's pretty predominant, but I will say that Valorant has been noticeably different in terms of toxicity. But I think it's just having a tough skin, and also the developers have to take a lot of responsibility to make sure that it's moderated.
Yeah, I think that at a higher level, like Radiant, Immortal, people care more about their image, so they won't be as quick to be like toxic or sexist, but I know a lot of my friends at a lower rank experience, sexism and toxicity in almost every game they play, which is why I think that communities and like Valorants and these like women's tournaments give such a safer space and a more comfortable space for women to play.
Okay, Brandon, let's go back to you.
So we've kind of touched on where you guys have been, where you've come from, motivations. Kind of now I'd like to ask where you're going. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind, as a Valorant team? Where do you see yourself as a team, a year down the line after Valorant's been around for a little while? Kind of pushing forward, how do you want to progress?
Winning, mainly. But realistically, I think we would all be happy with just kind of like breaking barriers. Like winning against reputable teams, which kind of changes the image of like women gamers as a whole, especially like all girl teams, like being an all-girl team and being able to go against like tier 2 and tier 1 teams full of guys would really just kind of like break the stigma. And I think it would inspire a lot of women to compete in whatever game they really want to.
I think if next year, if the format is similar to this year, I think we're going to be shooting for challengers finals, and potentially masters. We have the same aspirations as all the other up and coming teams.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. Jess, go ahead.
So you guys have a lot of support as far as like the people that are surrounding your team. Not only, you have the support of your teammates, but you also have a big support system. Above you, you have a coach, and a lot of other organizations, they don't have that. So do you think that gives you a big competitive edge going into this tournament?
100%. Our coaches are amazing and they help us a lot with the prep work and the discipline and structure we implement in game. And that gives us a huge edge. And we've had this like relationship with them already for a couple months. And it's not like they're just like new coaches. Like, no, we click and it's already been a dynamic for a while now. So 100%.
Yeah, I think coaching staff has really made the difference for us as a team.
All right, let's go to Emery.
Both both Jazzy and Katie have been electric on the jet in the past for you all, and Jazzy continues to put on good performances on other duelists as well. What does it do for you all in the game as it's happening when one of your duelists pops off and has a really good round or makes a really good play, or even any of the rest of you when you just have a super clutch play or anything like that? What does it do for you all in the moment in the match?
I feel like it fires us up. Like, we try to have like a pretty good mental. We've improved like our mental a ton for scrims and officials. I feel like we're maybe a couple months back, if a bad play happened or something, like we would kind of go silent. Like we wouldn't really like talk to each other and make solo plays. That's kind of like history. I feel like even when we're having a really bad time, we'll still just have fun in the server. Like we'll sing. We pretty much sing like every single scrim together, and it's just like we're always having fun no matter what's happening. But especially when we're popping off, we're definitely just messing around and having fun as friends. So.
Jess, go ahead.
What are you saying?
One that's currently very popular is Chug Jug with You. We hear that one a
Fortnite
lot.
song.
Oh yeah, it's like a Fortnite parody.
Yeah, mostly TikTok songs.
Kat has like a sea shanty. She'll sing like daily. It's just like a new one every day.
Mhm.
I have to ask, for those of you that are full-time students, how do you balance being a professional gamer and being a student?
Jesse, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go. So I don't know. I try to manage my time like as organized as possible because like my day is so busy. Like from 8 to like 2:30. Like I have school, right? So and then after that I have scrims like 20 minutes after school. So yeah, I just try to manage my time as organized as possible.
For me, it's like a lot of self-discipline and like getting my work done when I say I'm going to get it done and having like a really organized schedule. And having like a 6-man roster also helps me a lot because in the times that I'm not scrimming certain maps, I'm able to get my assignments done and then I am like full focused for the next scrim block. So I really appreciate the coaches doing that for us.
I wish I had that level of self-discipline when I was in college. See, reporters, you got anything else? I'm curious, actually, to you guys. What do you think is preventing other women's teams from participating in quote-unquote traditional men's events like you guys are? Like, what do you think is holding them back?
Probably just, I don't know, time spent playing.
Yeah,
I think if like any girl team was playing for like just as long as us, I feel like they would, they would have a chance as well. Go ahead, Kat.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, probably just experience and confidence. We started out in those, mixed open tournaments on the weekends, and yeah, I don't know, we just would pool our money together and give to Mel for entry fees, and yeah, I'd say definitely just it's a step to put yourself out there as a team, and they're gonna take criticism for being a women's team.
Yeah, Jazzy still owes me money for that entry fee too. But the opposite, I
Hey,
know
you said Bubba.
I know you got the new collection. Still haven't paid me back.
I'll say that definitely time goes into it. I think a lot of these other women's teams have just recently been signed and are getting the support and the resources. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of these teams start playing in, for example, the Challengers Open qualifiers in VCT. I wouldn't be surprised if there are more teams playing in this upcoming qualifier that's in just a couple weeks. So I think we're going to see that continue to grow. We just need a little bit of time.
I think it's a tiny like hand in hand with the competitive drive that women have, and then the barrier that you have to break between how I get treated in ranked play and the confidence that you need to grow on. Do I get treated like this in competitive play too? So you would have to take like the big leap or the big step to like commit yourself to that. And I think many women definitely like don't have the confidence yet maybe to take that step, and teams like Cloud9, CLG, TSM, and whoever else is like participating in these game changer events definitely helps give visibility to those people that might not want to take that step yet, and like give them more confidence to maybe get together with their friends and like try out these events.
Exactly. It can totally be like intimidating as a new team, like all female or co-ed. Like it's kind of like you look at the bracket. If you're like a brand new team, you can see I'm going against Sentinel second round, right? It's like you see that it can be kind of intimidating. So, but it is about taking like that first step because it's a really fun experience and you can learn a lot even just from the first two BO3s. And if you do pull Sentinels like second round, first round, like, it's going to be a learning experience for sure. So just opening, like challenging yourself and like welcoming the challenge.
Love it. Love to hear it. Emery, go ahead.
You mentioning co-ed teams is a perfect segue into my question. I wanted to ask, I think Evil Genius's team was kind of the next big announcement of a team with women players on it after you guys were signed by Cloud9. So I want to know if even though they're not in this tournament, if what you all thought about that move, and if if you feel, I guess the eventual goal is for there to be more teams like Evil Geniuses in the future, just basically if you hope to see more teams like Evil Geniuses down the line.
I think their route is just as valid, and I think that is like the end goal is like full integration. I haven't really watched any of their matches or like kept up with them too much, so I can't really talk too much about it, but I would love to see more teams like EG like presently and down the line for sure.
I saw Moon wanting to say something. Moon, your microphone was muted. Like your audio is muted. We don't hear you.
Hello. Is that working now?
Now it works, yeah.
I can hear you now.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
I guess it wasn't working the whole time. One thing I would really love to see is like, for example, like say like Cloud9 White for us eventually, like we beat more and more tier 1 teams and we eventually see like, maybe a TSM or Sentinels wants to buy out a player, right? I would really love to see a future where that is a possibility and where that happens, because honestly that will like give a boost to all the female players in the scene, being like, hey, like if this person got picked up on this like super high-end team, like I can too, and I need to put in the same amount of dedication and work as this player. And having an all-female team, like for us, for example, can really prove that, because like, for example, we beat like Renegades and like United, like we're on the come up and we want to be able to show people like we can compete and like we can be someone that you want to buy out.
right, let's go with Brandon.
All right, so my question's kind of in regards to the competition. I just love hearing the thought process, from a lot of different teams regarding this. First part of the question is, do you guys believe in momentum? Because you've beaten, two of the teams that will currently be in the tournament that advance in the lower bracket. Do you think you have an edge up because you've already beat them, or do you start sort of a kind of a clean slate every time you play someone?
I definitely believe in momentum. I think us going 13-2 against like all the teams in the group stages really kind of like fueled us. I think it kind of like showed it, like whatever nerves we had before this tournament are kind of like fading away, and we still just kind of all think that we can take the number one spot yet again. So
Yeah, I think momentum is like huge in a game like Valorant with how many rounds it has and how easy it is to snowball. Like I think our win against Renegades, what was it? It was a 13-4? 13-3? Yeah, it was 13-4, right? And games can like get out of your control quickly, and if you can carry that into the game, I mean, it's a pretty set situation unless the other team can really like put a stop to you. So momentum is huge mentally and in game.
Yeah, I just think mental and confidence are such important factors in Valorant and, a lot of competitive games. If you go into a match believing you can win, then I don't know, I think anyone can take it.
Agreed. I also think we've talked about the expectations on us as a team and the pressure that we'll feel, but there's a lot of pressure on teams when they play against us. People are afraid of playing us. And that gives us a lot of momentum in the server, right? But that is definitely something that when we get a lead, we really, really try and push it and hammer it, because we know people will not be able to stand up to that pressure.
Awesome. Before I let you go, one last question. We had TSM on before this, and obviously we know there is a historic rivalry between TSM and C9 in LCS. Do you anticipate that coming over to Valorant too? Because from them, the answer is yes.
Yes.
And are they the team you want to beat the most, or do you just want, or what, or who?
I mean, we already did, but
I was gonna say
one-sided
affair.
I think we're aiming like way higher, right?
Yeah.
Like we're aiming way higher. So.
Beating TSM, the main team. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't think that was even on our page, to be honest.
Yeah, I think if by rivalry you mean we'll play them more times, yeah, I agree with that. But as far as being a team that we're like concerned with, or it's El Clasico or something like that, like you have in the LCS, I think give them some time. But as of right now, I don't think that's what we're looking at all.
Awesome. They also brought up El Clasico, which was funny. All right. Thank you so much, Cloud9 White, for joining us. We wish you the very best and hope to see you back here at our winners press conference on Sunday.